Hey, welcome to another video on IGCSE economics. In our previous video, we understood scarcity and the economic problem. So let's continue our discussion on scarcity and understand the opportunity cost and the production possibility curve in this video. But before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when a new video is available to you. Also, we have a playlist on IGCSE accounting. So if you have taken accounting for your IGCSE curriculum, do check out that playlist also. More than 50% of the syllabus is already covered there. So let's see what are we going to study today in this video. First, we understand opportunity cost. Then we understand PPC. Then we see the link between the opportunity cost and the PPC. We also understand what is the shape of PPC, the resource allocation and PPC. How do we understand resource allocation given a PPC? And finally, does PPC shift? If yes, why? Now, what is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost of making a choice is the next best alternative that has been foregone. So let's say when we make a choice, we have alternatives. So when a certain alternative is chosen, the opportunity cost of that choice is the next best alternative that has not been chosen. Okay. So in terms of production of goods and services, it is the benefit that we could have enjoyed if we had not produced our current goods and services. Let's understand opportunity cost by way of an example. Now, opportunity cost is not only faced by producers or not only by government in an economy. At every economic level, opportunity cost problem is faced. Okay, for example, as a consumer, we are always faced with what kind of goods and services can we buy using our limited income. So let's say a consumer has an option to buy laptop or a camera. Let's say the consumer decides to buy a laptop. What is the opportunity cost of buying that laptop? It is the camera that was not bought, and hence the opportunity cost of buying the laptop is the purchase of a digital camera. Same way at government level, government might have different objectives to achieve, but given its limited resources, everything cannot be achieved. So, for example, a government has an option to give subsidies to firms or give grants to local schools. Let's say it decides to give grants to local schools. So what will be the opportunity cost? Obviously, subsidies to the firms that were not given out. And again, at business level, as producers, we are faced with what kind of goods and services to produce. So let's say a business decides to produce a certain kind of product, let's say food. What is the opportunity cost of producing that good? The opportunity cost is the other product, for in this case textile, that was not produced, and the profits that the business was not able to earn out of selling the textile products. Now we have a schedule here. We have a schedule that tells us different kind of goods and services that can be produced using given resources. For example, in situation A, one could produce only good Y, 150 units, and nothing of good X. If they want to produce good X, they can start producing 1 unit of good X, but with that only 140 units of good Y, and so on until the last part where only 5 units of good X can be produced, but nothing of good Y will be produced in that case. So given this schedule, I want to know what is the opportunity cost of different choices I make. For example, what is the opportunity cost of moving from situation A to situation B? Now, when I move from situation A to situation B, I increased the production of good X by 1 unit. So what is the opportunity cost of that 1 unit of good X? It's the good unit of goods Y that was lost, which is 150 minus 140. So 10 units of good Y is the opportunity cost of good 1 unit of good X. In the same way, when I move from situation B to situation C, to add up another unit of good X, I had to sacrifice 20 units of good Y. So what's the opportunity cost of another 1 unit of good X? Is 20 units of good Y. And going further, in the same way, another unit of good X costs us 30 units of good Y. Then next one, 40 units of good Y, and finally 50 units of good Y. So this is how you calculate opportunity cost given different situations of possible production activities. Now, let's have a look at PPC, production possibility curve. Now, production possibility curve is a graphical presentation of different combination of two goods that can be produced using given resources. So important thing here is PPC can only tell you about two goods that can be produced. It cannot show more than two goods. So it tells you that given certain resources, how much is the maximum production possible of the two goods. Okay. So let's have an example here. We'll continue with the previous production schedule of good X and good Y. Let's see how does it look on the PPC. Now, on a PPC, the X-axis will show one of the goods, which is good X. The Y-axis will show another good Y. Let's plot the points, situation A, B, C, D, E, F on the graph, and let's see how does our PPC look like. So, situation A is 0 units of good X and 150 units of good Y, which I'll plot it on the PPC. In the same way, I'll plot point B, 1 unit of good X and 140 units of good Y, and so on. I will plot all the points on the PPC. Then I'll join these points to get my production possibility curve, or PPC. So what does this PPC tell you? Now this PPC tells you what are the different combination of goods an economy or a producer can produce if it uses all its resources completely and efficiently without any wastage of resources. So the producer can be operating at any point on the PPC given the situation that it uses all its resources completely and efficiently. Now let's understand the link between opportunity cost and the PPC. See, when I'm given the production schedule, it's easy for me to calculate the opportunity cost. Now, if I'm given the production possibility curve, is it possible for me to get the opportunity cost? Let's see. So, if I move from point A to point B, I have gained 1 unit of X and I have sacrificed certain unit of Y. So this vertical distance is the opportunity cost of moving from 0 to 1 unit of X. In the same way, when I move from point B to point C, the opportunity cost of moving right on the X-axis, producing another unit of good X, is the vertical distance between the point B and the point C on the Y-axis, and so on. Opportunity cost of moving from C to D, D to E, and E to F is nothing but the vertical distances between these points on the Y-axis. That's the opportunity cost of producing another 1 unit of good X. On the other hand, if I want to calculate opportunity cost of producing another unit of good Y, it will be opposite. So that will be the horizontal distance between the points on the X-axis, which is good X. So can I have a formula for this, a short formula? This might help you in the MCQs. So yes, the short formula for this would be the opportunity cost of good X, 1 unit of good X, will be the change in good Y, number of units, divided by the change in good X, number of units. So this gives me how much will be the opportunity cost of good X, 1 unit of good X, in terms of good Y. Okay, let's continue. Now, what is the shape of the PPC? Did you notice that the PPC is concave shape here? Now, can the PPC look something like this, a straight line curve? Is it possible? The answer is no. Why? What's the reason? The reason is because of increasing opportunity cost. Okay, if I go to the previous slide where I have the opportunity cost of at different points, if you realize the opportunity cost is increasing every time. Okay, it's not constant, it is not decreasing, it is increasing. So what does this mean? This means that every time a resource is shifted from production of good Y to good X, more and more units of good Y are lost in getting that additional unit of X, and hence the opportunity cost is increasing. Now that's the reason why the shape of a PPC is concave and not straight line. If the opportunity cost was constant, for example, every 1 unit of X costs us, let's say, 20 units of good Y consistently, then the PPC would be a straight line curve. But that's not the case, and hence we have a concave shape PPC, signifying increasing marginal opportunity cost. Okay, so again, PPC is a concave shape due to the increasing opportunity cost as more and more resources are shifted from one product to the other. See, what can we understand about resource allocation given a PPC? Now, a producer that utilizes all its resources completely and efficiently will operate on any point on the PPC. It could be either of these points, A, B, C, D, F, or any other point as well. But the resources have to be used completely. So if I say that the producer is operating on the PPC, what can I say about resource allocation? The resources are being utilized to their best potential. But what if the producer is operating at any point inside the PPC? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. It is possible when all resources are not used, or if resources are used but they're not used to their best potential. So what do these points inside the PPC signify? They signify underutilization of resources. And the producer should aim at reaching on the PPC by making better uses of the resources. Now, is it possible to operate at any point outside the PPC? No, it is not possible, because PPC shows you maximum possible production. Okay, you cannot exceed that production at present. Can you achieve that in future? Yes, you can achieve that in future if we try to increase our resources in future so that we can start producing more goods and services. Then the PPC, or then a producer can start operating at a point beyond PPC, not at present but in future. Okay. Now, can the PPC change? Yes, PPC can change. PPC can shift to the right or shift to the left. So when does PPC shift to the right? PPC shifts to the right when there has been an increase in the resources. Now, from the first video, the previous video, we saw that the resources are the land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Any of these resources increase in the economy, the maximum production possibility increases, and hence the PPC shifts to the right. There's a new PPC for the producer now. Can the PPC shift to the left? Yes, PPC can shift to the left when resources have decreased in the economy. So when does that happen? That could happen in case of a war or in case of natural calamities where resources decrease or deplete, and the PPC shifts to the left, signifying that now the maximum production possibility has reduced of the producer. Can the PPC shift in this manner, whereby it just shifts on one axis? Yes, it can shift in this manner when the resources that are used in the production of good X have only improved, but the resources required for good Y have not improved, and hence you can see that there is only a change in production of good X. Can PPC shift to the left in this manner? Yes, it can shift when there is a decrease in the resources required for production of good Y, but no change in the resources required for production of good X. So hope you have enjoyed the lecture. If you've done, please like the video, please share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.